In this video, I'm going to teach you how you can start your own AI automations in agency. It's one of those things where by the end of the video, you're going to be able to understand what it is, will it make you money, and what it takes to get started. For those of you that don't understand what AI automations is, it pretty much combines the insight from data gathered by AI algorithms to help machines make faster decisions. So you can help organizations improve customer experiences and improve decision making by simply giving them these AI automation tools. So there are apps and platforms like chatgpt, OpenAI. Bing has their own version of their own AI, and this AI is so powerful that it pretty much lets you have a database of anything you want to know. It pretty much can tell you and make it short and sweet. It's as simple as that. You might be asking yourself, like, will it make me money? It's one of those things where if it's not going to make me money, like, why do I have to learn it? Why do I have to get into it? Why should I even bother, right? The global artificial intelligence market size was valued at $428 billion just in 2022, and it's projected to hit $2 trillion by literally 2030. So it's one of those things where, since it's already established that people are making money, there are billions of dollars in this market already, right? It's already established, and it's just the beginning, meaning ChatGPT just came out. Google's Bing just came out. So it's one of those things where the fact that it just came out and it's already generating this much money goes to show that if you hop in it, you can make money, because it's as simple as that, okay? You might be asking yourself, okay, no problem. How do I get started? Well, I broke it down into 10 things. It's about mindset. I'm going to explain to you my system. We're going to get into selecting your niche, creating your offer, generating your leads, how to do outreach, how to deliver your service, scaling to 10K beyond, how to manage your time, and then how to do giveaways. I've pretty much broken it down into, multiple steps, and I'm going to go over it all with you. I'll even show you the type of apps that I use and how to pretty much create your own AI automations industry or agency. So the first thing before you get started is, do you have the mindset? When it comes to the mindset, it's about having the drive, the dedication, and the discipline. It's one of those things where AI is a growing industry, but you're not going to be, sitting down writing code. You're going to be able to create, websites, chatbots, through literally click and drop. But at the end of the day, you still got to have the drive. If you don't want to work with AI, there's no reason to work with AI, because at the end of the day, you got to do something that motivates you. If you don't have to drive for it, you're not going to be wanting to start your own agency. Because say you get 10 clients, 100 clients, 200 clients, you can make $1 million a year. But if you're just literally miserable, then it defeats the whole purpose. Okay, and so once you have the drive, it lets you be dedicated, and dedication is the second part, which is, if you can be dedicated, then you're bound to be successful. Because if you can do this for the next 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 years, 10 years, AI is going to be growing so much that there's going to be that opportunity, there's going to be that trend, there's going to be that moment, there's going to be that event that gives you what you need at the right time to help you literally snowball your efforts. So it's you put in the work now, and when you get your opportunity, you're prepared, you're ready. Meaning, if you start your own agency now, by the time everybody else is trying to get to it, by the time they drop new crazy software, by the time there's all these new things happening, you're already created the agency. You already had it ready to go. You already had all the funnels ready. You already had all the sales ready. You already had all the experience ready. Okay, and then like I said, it's about discipline, because at the end of the day, if you're not disciplined, how are you gonna get things done? If you stop, if you quit, if you're a quitter, and if you start the project and quit, start the chatbot and quit, start the website and quit, then how are you going to get things done? You have to have the discipline and not be able to quit. If you answered yes to all these, if you have the drive, the dedication, and the discipline, then let's get started. But if you answered no, come back when you're ready, because like I said, these are the main things that you need before you even get started. Because you might not be a coder, you might not be coding stuff, but you are going to be programming stuff. And whether it's click and drop, whether it's maintaining your website, whether it's actually delivering the service to your clients, you're going to be putting in a little bit of work. So it is active income, because you can automate the process, but you still have to set up the automations. You still have to maintenance and stuff. You still have to make your AI bots smarter. So now that you're ready, right, in this video, I'm going to explain to you my system. Okay, the reason why I say my system is because it's a collection of things that I've learned and done. It's everything that I think that you should do. But the thing is, you have to take everything I say with a grain of salt. It's the same from everybody else. If you believe everything that you hear on the internet, you're going to be miserable. You're not going to make any money. I'm giving you my advice because this is what works for me. If it works for you, let it be so. If it doesn't work for you, then, like I said, you either didn't do something right or it wasn't meant to work for you anyways. Not every strategy is for everybody, but this strategy worked for me, so it potentially can work for you. And if you're wondering, okay, well, who are you anyways? No problem. I am Mohammed Yusuf. Okay. I am the founder and CEO of a company called ScaleFast. ScaleFast is pretty much, an AI automations agency, that the first one I ever started. But this one was pretty much for, like learning about it. It was like teaching people about AI. It was about teaching people about ChatGPT prompts and stuff. The next company I started was called Income Automation. This one is about learning chatbots. This is about creating, lead generation. This is about actually getting into the automation. So step one was learning about it, and then this one was created to actually implement it. Okay. ScaleFi uses AI automations and is powered by ChatGPT. And like I said, I would teach people how to use ChatGPT prompts and stuff like that. ScaleFast, I think I said that wrong. ScaleFast uses AI automation and is powered by ChatGPT. And like I said, that's the one that I use. That's the one that I teach people like ChatGPT prompts to help them like actually understand the thing that ChatGPT is capable of. And then Income Automation is a ChatGPT creation and scaling agency, meaning we create chatbots for you. We teach you how to create chatbots, and then we teach you how to scale those chatbots so you make money off of it. Kind of like how we talked about earlier, the AI market grew by almost 40%. That's the rate of the growth. You know what I'm saying? The market size, literally, like before it even all got started, literally from like just the beginning of it all, was at almost 70 billion, and now it's almost at like 500. So the rate of change is kind of crazy, and if you miss out, that's kind of on you. At the end of this whole tutorial, you get 3 free ebooks. You learn about how to start you get 3 free ebooks. You learn how to start your own AI automations agency, and you learn what ChatGPT prompt training, because I give you like a little advice on how to actually use your ChatGPT. So now we'll go back to the thing. And pretty much, like I said, this is my system. Okay, so it might not work for everybody, but this is what works for me. Number one, or let's get started pretty much. When you're scaling, or when you're trying to create your own AI automations agency, the number one thing you have to do to first get started is select your niche. Who are you targeting? Who are you going after? Who is it that you're trying to make money off of? When you're trying to figure this out, there are 2 ways that you can go. You can use the personalized niche, meaning if you're a carpenter, if you're a surgeon, if you're a doctor, whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you are, you can go directly to that niche. You can go directly to that industry. Why? Because that's the industry that you're in. That's the industry you have experience with. That's the industry that already pays you to do whatever it is that you do. So whatever career that you're in, you can simply choose that niche. The second thing that you can do, say you're like, oh, I don't know like how to choose, I don't know what to choose. Number 2 is the ChatGPT. You simply can go to ChatGPT and ask it the different types of niches that are out there, and you can just kind of like narrow down into one. So you can ask it, how to pick a niche that generates me money, how to pick a niche for moms, how to pick a niche for sports, how to pick a niche. It can help you. But the things that you have to consider when picking a niche is it has to be easy to target, meaning can you easily contact the owner? If you pick like I said, like law firms, if you pick tax company, if you pick fitness coaches, can you easily contact the owner of the agency's company slash business organization that you're going after? The market size. How many businesses are in your market? Meaning, in your city, in your town, in your state, how many of these people are there? How many fitness coaches? How many CPAs? How many lawyers are there? Meaning, if you're targeting lawyers, if that's your niche, how many law firms are in your city? How many law firms are in your town? How many law firms are in your state? Okay, because that actually matters. If that's not that many, then that makes it a little harder. So you might have to choose one that makes you more money. Okay, number 3 is purchasing power. Do they have money? If you target people that don't have money, you're pretty much doing it to yourself, because you're not going to make any money. If they have no money to give you, then you're pretty much wasting your time. You have to choose people that have money. So the reason why I say things like lawyers, CPAs, and fitness coaches is because they tend to have money. You can't start your own gym without money. You can't start your own law firm without money. You can't start your own financial CPA thing without money. So it's one of those things where you have to go after people that actually have money. Okay, if not, you're gonna be hurting yourself. At the end of it all, you need to have an ideal customer or business. Meaning, there has to, in your head, you have to have, like I said, that fitness guy who, you know, talks about how to get naturally fit without being, you know, without taking supplements, or without, you know, taking proteins, or without taking any enhancers. Or it could be the law firm that like I said only does pro bono cases, or only does cases for divorces and stuff, or marital law. Whatever it is, you have to have an ideal customer or business, because it's going to help you narrow down on who you're actually going to sell to. So you finally have somebody to sell to, and now you're like, okay, I have someone to sell to, I have something to sell, how do I sell it? When you're creating your offer, there are 3 ways to go about it. There are no code AI chatbots, there are low code automations, there are custom automations. No code AI chatbots are pretty much like, you literally can go to websites like this one, that lets you literally create an AI chatbot super easy. And I can literally start this over. And pretty much what I did was, I literally put a picture of a dog, called my company Dog Pet Lovers, and pretty much told the AI that you're a veterinarian who knows everything about pets. Ask users useful questions and give them advice to take care of the specific thing. And pretty much me just like giving it this information, it pretty much created me like a little chatbot. So it pretty much comes and it says, Wolf, welcome to Pet Lovers. Hello, I would be happy to assist you with any questions you have about your pet. Can you please tell me what kind of pet you have, and specific questions you might have about that pet? And it ends right here because I don't have it going any longer, but I simply could like save it. But I could simply like add a I could add more to it, meaning I simply could make it to where I respond, and then it tells me what to do, it tells me how to take care of my pets, and literally like everything that I want to know. But this chatbot, not only is it not ready, but literally there's like a perfect example of how you could create that without learning how to code, or without learning how to do anything. Low code automation is pretty much, you do have to know a little bit of code, but you don't have to know a lot of code. Meaning you can do a lot of the work from just clicking and dropping, but to pretty much like fix the things, to pretty much like make it like official, to make it like, you know, debug, to make it like actually work for real, you have to be able to learn a little bit of code. You have to understand like what functions do, meaning you have to understand the if, and, or, buts functions. You have to understand like pretty much you have to understand the computers and how it is they do what they do, and how they get coded to follow certain directions. Because at the end of it all, it's just change. It's like, if this happens, then do this. If this doesn't happen, then do this. When this happens and then that happens, avoid it. It's just pretty much like giving it commands, but just infinite commands almost. And so custom automation is pretty much you learn how to code everything yourself. This is for like the programmers out there who are going to be out there like actually coding that stuff themselves. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with that. There's definitely nothing wrong with that. But most people don't want to know how to code, especially nowadays when there's a lot of no-code softwares. You don't have to learn how to code. So depending on which route you take, it's going to determine how much code you have to do. When creating your AI automations agency, I would go with the no code, because like I said, you can create that chatbot like this by simply just like clicking and dropping. You can deliver. The reasons why you want to do no code is because you can deliver your service to self. I could create this chatbot myself, sell it to a veterinarian company or website, and I can start making money today. It's one of those things where I can create it and sell it myself, so there's zero risk. It's easily duplicatable across clients, meaning I can give this software, this chatbot to one veterinarian, then give it to the next veterinarian, then give it to the next veterinarian, and just change the name, just change, you know, whatever it is that they want to know, and just feed it different data. But at the end of the day, I could pretty much duplicate it super easy. I can outsource the work. If I get to 20, 50, 100 clients, I can literally just teach people how to create it, and then just pretty much outsource the work, and just tell them like, hey, this is how you create chatbots. I have a company that gives you clients. So pretty much it's like, this client needs a chatbot. Create it, charge it $5K a month, give me $1,500, you get $3.5 a month, blah, blah, blah. But pretty much I can outsource it as I get bigger. You can also use other people's templates, meaning you don't have to reinvent the wheel. That's the best part about it nowadays, is that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You simply can just like use other people's templates. There are people out there who will give you like how to build your own chatbots. Kind of like I said, I'm giving you templates on how to build your own chatbot. I'm giving you templates on how to use GPT. I'm giving you templates on GPT extensions. So I'm literally giving you the templates. So all you have to do at the end of the day is pretty much just use the templates. It's as simple as that. And then use the templates to pretty much not reinvent the wheel. Meaning, if it took me 2 hours to make the template, use the template so it saves you 2 hours. You can save time, you can save money by simply just using templates, okay? BotPress will be your best friend because BotPress is what people use to make chatbots. But one of my also favorite ones is called VoiceFlow. This one is the one that I use to make chatbots, and it's actually super easy and super interactive. But BotPress and VoiceFlow are the two that I recommend. But when you're trying to create chatbots, that's the ways that I make money, and that's one of the ways that you can make money. And because like I said, the chatbots, you don't have to know that much code. So when you're trying to create a chatbot, there are different types of chatbots. There are chatbots that prospect, there are chatbots that onboard, there are chatbots that support, there are chatbots that train, there are chatbots that do audits, right? Prospecting is pretty much the chatbots that help you not waste your time. They just find the right people for you and they bring them to you. There are chatbots that when the person comes to you, they help them get started, they help them sign up, they help them, buy the product, they help them do whatever it is that you're trying to do. The call to action is. There are chatbots that support, meaning when the person comes, even if they haven't bought anything, or when they finally do buy something, it supports them, whether it's sending the emails, whether it's answering their questions, like phone services, whether it's like you can have a chatbot that literally just like legal advice. Somebody come and you support them. You whatever it is that they need, you just help them with that, whatever they need. So if they come and they ask, oh, I got arrested for marijuana, what do I do? The chatbot just tells them, we got you. There are chatbots that train, meaning if there are tasks in your company that you do often, you can train a chatbot to pretty much train your employees. So if there are videos, if there are questions, there are things that people would ask you often, you can give somebody a training on your website and literally put a chatbot. So anytime that they go through the training, if they don't have questions, if there's a test in the training, they take a test and they fail, the chatbot will tell them why they're wrong, how they're wrong, and explain it to them. It'll ask them, okay, what don't you understand? They could tell the chatbot what they don't understand, and the chatbot would tell them, okay, fix this, and do that, okay? It's one of those things where a chatbot can literally do all the work for you, okay? The last one is audits, meaning you can create a chatbot that critiques people, gives feedback, that tells you what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. You give it the information of what's correct, and you give it the information of what's incorrect. And then it literally can tell you, okay, if making money is a good thing and losing money is bad, you give it your financial information, it'll tell you, hey, good here, bad here. And then pretty much it can do an audit for you, okay? That's a chatbot, and those are all the things that chatbot could do for you. If you want me to make a video or go into more detail, we can do that, okay? The next step is pretty much lead generation and outreach. Pretty much say you create your chatbot, right? You have a chatbot kind of like the one I have. I have a chatbot for veterinarians, right? I have this one, right? I have a chatbot for veterinarians, and pretty much it's like I'm going to start selling it to certain vets around me, right? When you're trying to do the lead generation and outreach, you pretty much have 3 methods. You can use AI to bring you leads, meaning there are other companies out there that would do the work for you, or you can use scraping tools that will go to Instagram and literally follow and send DMs for you. You can cold approach and waste your time. Literally, that's why I say, like, companies like Bardeen and ChatGPT will do all of the work for you, okay? And then when you're trying to do the cold approach, you have to think about how you're going to sell it and what you're selling. Meaning, if I'm selling to the veterinarian, I'm like, hey, most people have pets and they would bring them to the vet, but there are things that they want to know. There are questions that they need answered, and they haven't had those questions answered. So you miss out on a lot of clients by simply by them not having the knowledge that they need to have. If you were to have a chatbot on your website where when people came to visit and they could ask those questions, not only could you understand what pain points people have, but you also could understand what it is that people want and need. So when you satisfy, when you make them feel more comfortable, when you actually tell them about, or you give them an explanation about how things actually work, they're bound to come in, they're bound to spend more money, they're bound to thank you, they're bound to trust you. And this can work out in your favor because you can get more people, you can save more pets, and you can make more money, okay? Companies like Bardeen and ChatGPT do all the work for you. So like I said, I could type all that I just said into an email, I could type all that into a video, and I could send it out to people through text messages, okay? And it's one of those things where those text messages, those emails, those DMs that I send will go to those people, will literally go to those people. And so it's one of those things where you have to think about, okay, how, like, when you discover your niche, the software that you use, like Bardeen, who literally will like repeat whatever task you do. So say you complete a task where you're like, oh, follow this Instagram profile picture, send them a DM. That thing will do it over and over and over as many times as you wanted to. And it's one of those things where if you can automatically send warm DMs, you save yourself a lot of time, you save yourself a lot of money, you save yourself a lot of pretty much stress, because it does the work for you. So then what happens is you only get messages back from people who are interested, people who want to know more, people who want to use your chatbot. So then what does it do? It only brings you hot leads. It saves you all that time, it saves you all that pressure. So it's one of those things where at the end of it all, right? If you actually understand, like, you use software to pretty much bring you people, generate you leads. All you have to do is work on your selling point. You can sell Google Sheets full of leads, meaning you can use AI to pretty much like generate leads for other people and then sell those leads. Meaning, kind of like how I said, you can get leads by simply teaching the AI how to follow people and send DMs. So you literally can teach it how to follow people and send DMs. All those people that come, you don't even have to do anything with those people. You just put all those people on the list and then sell it to somebody else. Okay. And so it's one of those things where if you can actually understand like how to use the chatbots and how to use the AI to scrape data, scrape customers, scrape leads, you can save companies time by going to clients rather than making them come to you. Meaning you go to the clients using the software follows them, sends them a DM, the clients then come to you. So when they come to you, you can literally go to your client, like the one that you're selling to, the company that you're selling your chatbot to, and you say, hey, I have all these clients that are hot and ready to go. They're in your industry, they're in your niche, and they're hot and ready to go. And that person's like, okay, let me get those leads off of you. So then now you get those leads. They're going to say, okay, how are you getting so many leads? How are you getting so many people that actually want to buy? Then you could teach them the system. You say, okay, I have a chatbot that does all this. Then you sell them the chatbot. There's multiple ways that you could do it. You could teach people how to use or improve their skills, meaning educational chatbots are probably going to be the move, because at the end of the day, if you teach people how to use stuff, or if you teach people how to be smarter, they will thank you for it. You might be asking, okay, like, finally, like, somebody wants to buy it, is interested, like, how do I teach somebody? How do I deliver the service? When you want to deliver the service, kind of like I say, use AI to deliver the service. The whole point is your whole agency is automated. So when there's clients, like I said, there's clients that buy your lead generation sheets, right, from Google. All you do is send them messages. You just send them messages. Hey, I see you bought my thing. Are you interested in more? Are you interested in help? Do you want to know how? You literally can just sell any point that you want, but you use AI to deliver it. So the AI would automatically send emails. The AI would automatically follow those people. The AI will automatically track whatever happens. So you pretty much don't lose, okay? And then the goal is, when you're delivering your service, you typically have to do it within 3 to 7 days. If I buy your AI chatbot, I need the chatbot done within 3 to 7 days. If I buy your AI services, automation service, I need my company automated within 3 to 7 days. Because if not, then you're pretty much unreliable. It's as simple as that. Now that you've made it through this whole thing, this is what you need to get started. The companies or the websites that you're going to download are Zapier, which is pretty much this. It lets you pretty much like trigger. Remember how I was saying earlier, you can create a Google form where that sends an email. So somebody signs up for the form, they put their email, they put where they're from, they put what they need, it sends them an email. And then you can have all these paths, and pretty much it's like you can get into it, but we're not going to get into it. And then there's Notion. I don't have the Notion up, but Notion is one of the biggest ones that you're going to use. Notion helps you pretty much like automate a lot of the processes that companies have or need, okay? Miro is the one that I'm using. It pretty much lets you do mind maps. It lets you do like kind of like what I'm doing. It lets you like create stuff. It also lets you like create code and chatbots, okay? And then there's Bubble. Bubble lets you create a website from scratch, meaning you can create a website from scratch using AI, like generate me a law firm. Then you create your own chatbot using voice flow. You create your own chatbot using voice flow. You create your own website using Bubble. You put your chatbot on your website, and then you advertise it to your niche. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So now that you have a company that's making money, now that you have a company that's thriving, how do you scale? Well, it's as simple as this. When you want to scale, you have to use AI to deliver your services. So when you use AI to deliver your services, the AI is doing all the work. So all you have to do is just let it keep doing the work. All you have to do is bring it more work to do, because the AI is going to do all of the work for you. You have to keep a learning mindset, meaning you have to keep growing. Just like you're making your AI smarter by learning all of the things that it's learning, by taking on all the clients that it's taking, you have to be able to learn how to create multiple chatbots. You have to be able to learn how to create different chatbots for different clients. You have to be able to understand how to, fix the pain points in your whole funnel, so you know what works and what's not working, what makes people buy and what's not making people buy. Okay, you have to stay updated with AI. Subscribing to channels like mine will literally help you stay updated with AI, because I'm going to give you the apps that we use. I'm going to tell you about the things that are happening, and I'm going to tell you about the opportunities that are out there. So it's one of those things where if you want to do yourself a favor, you have to stay updated with AI. And at the end of it all, you know, you have to pretty much do testimonials to showcase your work. If you have somebody that can say, hey, I know this person, I understand what they do, they've actually done it for me and it's worked, not only will you get more people, but if you use that as advertising, if you use that in your first page, your sales funnel, your landing pages, people are literally going to love you. That's why the ratings, like the 5-star ratings, user reviews, that's why people put that on the first page. That's why people put that on landing pages, because it's using the experience of other people to pretty much get you new people. But when people see that you have experience and you've actually done it and you're legit, you're bound to just get way more people. So it just helps you in the long run, you know? So at the end of the day, the last two things that you have to worry about are time management, which is you have to use AI to deliver and automate your workflow. Meaning if you don't use AI, you're going to be doing a lot of work yourself. And so pretty much it's like avoid doing all the work for too long without burnout. Meaning if you do all the work yourself, you're going to get burned out, because it's going to be a lot for you to do. So you have to be able to hire, or you have to be able to automate your services, because AI has to be able to do all the work for you. The things that you can't do with AI, you have to be able to do yourself. No problem. You do yourself for a while, but before you get burned out, you hire a team. So you hire a team when you're ready, but you do the work when you have to. Last but not least is giveaways. For giveaways, you literally can create a book on how to create chatbots. You can teach people how to create it. You can teach people how to use it. You can teach people about the different niches. You can teach people about whatever. You can give away calls. If you have a chatbot and it's hot and ready to go, you can give away phone calls that teaches you how to use the chatbot. You can give away free trials. You can give away whatever it is that you need. As long as you're giving away value, you won't lose. And then you can give me value by literally subscribing to my channel and helping me out. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm here to help you guys. And the companies that I started, especially like the income automation, is meant to be there for you guys. So if you found this helpful and this is helpful to you, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you guys have suggestions of the type of videos that I should make, or if you guys want me to make a video on how to actually make the chatbots, I can make that the next video. But that's all I have for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.